Right now?
Yeah, you said go.
For real?
You said go.
Yo, for real?
I don't know. You said go.
Girl, you for real?
I mean, calm down. Shh.
No, I like to be as loud as possible.
No,
Jesse, for the people.
No, we're not in a train station. Please today just talk to me like you're next to me.
Are you for real? No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. That's the voice you're getting all day today. You know why, Jabes. You know why.
Why?
Two things. Two massive things that happened in the last couple of days. One, before we got started, you were talking to Paper Hands Dan back in the studio.
I know. I'm gonna miss like Bob's weird facts. We're flying solo. We're flying without a net. That's what I like to call Bob, our net.
A lot of fake news today. A lot of facts that will be unchecked.
Sorry.
They might not even be facts. I've never even seen you use a computer before.
This is World News Daily.
Boom,
basically.
right
The
there.
whole show is World News Daily.
If you were wondering why Dan and Bob look like shit, I mean, just absolute shit over there. They got rocked last night during the Baylor-Gonzaga game that they were doing a live watch on Drinkin Bros Sports, which was awesome. I enjoyed that feed. It was great. Not so great for my wallet because I picked Gonzaga and they got absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed, right? So as this destruction is going on, it suddenly dawns on me that I had made a bet with Hot Bob where I have to look like Adam Morrison of Gonzaga for a week. Now, the positives of it are I'm very close to length and hair and the part down the middle and all that stuff. Luckily, he had a baby mustache that will maybe take me, I don't know, a week to grow tops, which is nice. And then I can do all of that. The problem was Bob got so excited because he took Baylor. Bob's level of trash, Hot Bob's level of trash last night was...
Really?
Oh, dude, on a zillion. I hope he got an Uber.
Okay.
I don't know how he got home. And we have no way to patch in with them. All I know is prayers up for Bob. That's one of the hashtags here today. Prayers up for Bob because he got rocked. He picked Baylor. The rest of us dummies wanted to see the perfect season happen. We thought it was going to be the first time since 1976. It was not. Gonzaga lost the final game. Imagine winning all of your games and then just losing the last one, and it just happens to be the championship. You get nothing. Like, you'll be that team forever that's like, oh, hey, weren't you the guys that won every single game and then just lost in the championship? And then,
that was the men's?
Yeah, men's.
Oh.
Yeah. Looked like a women's team last night, didn't it?
Well,
Looked
and
like
also
a women's
everyone is talking about the women's team, and I'm just, I don't know. So I was like, oh, okay. Like,
you know what was weird? The women's game was closer. That was a buzzer. That was a shot at the buzzer where at least they had a chance at it. The men's was not even close. If you're watching on YouTube, hammer the like button right now. Thank you, Bill Schofield. He gave me a $5. This is for TNPs for Hot Bob. I don't know what's a TNP. Appeared to be one full can White Claw short of transitioning to full Shivo.
TNP.
Yeah, he was very Shivo. Bill Schofield, tell me what a TNP is, by the way.
This is very meta because we actually need Bob to tell us what a TNP is, and he's not here.
He's not here.
My favorite story, now, again, we all know Hot Bob is having a child, and as with everything right before the kid is born, you go harder than you've ever gone because you are going to die, right? Like, that Bob will die, and he's just driving it into the wall, right? So... I think it Super Bowl, whatever. One of the, or UFC something, we all get trashed, whatever. Not too trashed. We had to go back for babysitter. So I get in my car and someone pops in the back seat of my Tahoe. And I'm like, hello. Because that's like a fear of mine, right? It's
sure.
Like, I always look in the back seat. Yep. Is somebody back in here? Is some guy waiting to stab me? And he's like, are you my Uber? And I'm like, Bob.
Oof.
Bob.
Oof.
I'm waiting for a black Uber. And I was like, you know what? Ross is over there. I need you to get into his car. I don't feel safe with you actually now getting into an Uber. I don't know where he's going to take you. So get in, cancel your Uber, get in with Ross.
I drove him home.
He'll take you home. Nothing better though. He's a great drunk. Like that's the thing is he's not like mean. He's not weird or anything. He's a lot of fun. So do what you do, Bob. That person's going to die and we're sorry for you.
So tell his wife, please tell Bob's wife that he's a good dude and it's not like he's out fucking punching drywall or hanging out with girls or anything.
He's
it's all
literally
dudes.
not like,
because Bob is a good guy and I don't want his wife to hate him for having this job because it's like, oh, you show up trash every night.
Oh, she will. And the same way that I hate you. What? You said it yourself. It never ends. But here's the thing. You know, it's hard for both of them. They're both going to be like, as you know, they both are going to be like, you don't understand what I'm going through. You don't understand what I'm going through. And that, my friends, is marriage, right? Mm-hmm. And add a kid on top of that, then someone's doing more work and they're not, and you're having fun and I'm not having fun. And it's just, you're right that it's never going to end.
Yeah.
I know she knows he's a good guy. He is 100%. He literally just sits there and drinks with the guys, or he's behind the computer drinking. Yeah. There is no, it even takes a second for me to be like, oh, are you drunk? Until he got into the Uber, I didn't got into my car thinking it was an Uber. I didn't even realize that he was that drunk. He's fun. He's whatever. He just talks more.
Bob's a blast, and
he's great.
Please know this: if you're Bob's wife and you happen to be watching this show,
she's not. She
probably
hates
not.
us.
She probably hates us. But
we're gonna be friends. It's all gonna be fine.
On the off chance that she does watch the show, just know that our audience is all dudes, like literally 97% dudes. There is not a shot that there is going to be a model walking in being like, I'm a huge fan of your show. You're not going to get Kate Upton walking in saying, I'm a huge fan of your show. It's not going to happen. So, you don't even have to worry about that.
They barely let me in the freaking door sometimes. Like, they don't like girls around, so don't worry. Like, I'm only there because I push my way in the door and go, hey, guys, I'm here. Otherwise, they'd be like, you know, those gals, they really make things more complicated, which we do.
Yeah, I like that Bill Schofield says going full Shivo, because I feel good about the fact that we're able to make Terry Shivo jokes again. Like, I feel like it's long enough, right? Is it not? Is it too soon for Shivo?
I don't know what the length of time is for that kind of, gosh, a member. That's one of those, a member.
I don't know if she's still alive.
Shivo.
If Bob was here, I would ask him. Yeah,
Bob?
Hey, are you still alive?
Oh, sorry, Bob.
We
You're in
can't
bed.
hear and or see anything. Maybe he'll write in the comments section of whether or not Terry
That's
Shivo's
what he
still
should
alive.
do. Bob, if you're there, can you comment? Is Shivo alive? It's gonna be way down the list.
The list, yeah.
Whoa. I fucking seized out, dude. I smell toast. I think I'm having a stroke. All right, I smell toast. Okay,
but whiskey and the coffee. The kids are at Gammy Gampy's house, and we're still in North Carolina. Actually, we'll be back in the studio for a few days next week. I'm going back for I think 2 weeks because we have a bunch of huge guests coming up. What is your sitch with the GC? What are we looking at?
We're looking good. This guy.
What do you think? What month will we be back living full time in Texas after all this?
I think he'll stay on schedule of the initial 10 weeks that was given when. Like, I'm losing track, right? But
I don't know.
It was a 10-week job, and he is on sketch, dude. Like, that guy works fast. Again, I'll say shout out his company at the end when it's done, just like you do with the other half of the deposit, right? The other half of the payment.
Yeah, I
will do that at the end because so far, amazing.
Yeah,
like, has really taken so much stress off of me, which is what you pay them for, right?
Yeah,
so great guy.
It's great. So we'll see. Hopefully we're all back in Texas soon. In the meantime, obviously we're in North Carolina. At our other little place here in North Carolina, our little place,
our little studio,
little
apartment.
little college. We have been drinking, by the way.
Jeez.
Yeah, we don't have the kids all day.
Yeah, I know.
We don't have the kids all day, so it was like, hey, fuck it. Prayers up to DMX too. So not only Bob's wife, but prayers up to DMX as well.
We're not praying for Bob's wife.
Yeah, we are.
She's
we're
fine,
praying
dude.
for Bob's wife. We're praying for DMX. Equally as hard.
We're praying for grace for Bob.
Equally as hard.
Yeah, exactly.
We're praying for DMX and Bob's wife equally as hard today.
Okay.
X, gonna give it to you, is in the hospital. And it's not, the prognosis is not good for DMX. Rumor has it he's in a vegetative state right now. He OD'd Friday night. Has he had drug problems in the past? Kidding.
Oh my God.
It's not too soon because he's not dead yet, so we don't know. And
is this a good time to go out for him? So, for example, I watched the Tom Petty How It Really Happened, his actual death. And he had just gotten done with a 40-year anniversary.
When was this on?
Huge. It was on an HBO thing. They got it from HLN, whatever.
I would have fucking loved to see that goddamn thing.
There's a bunch on there.
Okay. All right.
Anyways.
Yeah. Last night you were like, no, there's nothing on TV. Fucking A, dude.
God,
How Tom Petty died?
I can't.
I don't even know that story.
You don't? Yeah,
no?
You do. I mean, it's the same thing.
He had surgery, and then I heard he got a new hip or something like that, and then
he
got
get a new
addicted
hip.
to opioids. Is that not true?
Didn't get a new hip. So this is what happened. He went on this crazy last tour. I think it was like 40-year reunion. He did every show is sold out. Every show is amazing. He played American Girl, his last song, and was like, "Thank you guys. This has been
Hollywood
a fun ride." Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
7 days later, he's dead. So this whole tour, he had a broken, fractured hip the entire time. Guess what you're going to have to take to get through the show? Pills, opiates, all the things that you normally do, which is heroin, right? So he was like a heroin addict. I mean, I wouldn't say heroin addict. I would say heroin enthusiast because he really was one that handled it throughout the years, right?
Sure.
Still was writing awesome, never any real tragedies. He just did heroin a lot, whatever. And
which I didn't know. I didn't know Tom Petty was a heroin dude.
He was fucking good at it, right?
Yes.
The only people that knew was his wife and 2 daughters, and that's when it really, yeah, exactly. But other than that, he really kept it together. And so when the hip thing happened, it was like anything else, where you know something happens and you, what's up?
I thought it was Hot Bob.
Oh.
We got no hot. Is Shivo still alive? Hot Bob, answer.
Is it about our
people need to know
our stream? Are we good, guys?
No,
everything good?
Everything is fine. I thought Hot Bob was texting in about Shivo.
I think
we got no answer on Shivo.
It's in the comments.
Right.
But anyway, so
going.
he, did a bunch of pills and wasn't in great physical health and OD'd, basically, right? But the way that he went, it was like the perfect time. It was almost like it was on purpose. He just played the best fucking show. Sold out tour, played with all his friends, played with Mud Crutch, which was his first band from his friends from back home. It was the perfect thing. So what I'm saying is this a good time for DMX to go out, or is this a tragic fading away of DMX?
Okay, so that was Bob. Shivo is dead. R.I.P. Shivo. I didn't know that.
Thanks,
Fuck, we might do a whole episode on Drinkin Bros.
Thanks, Bob. No.
On Terry Shivo, but I appreciate that, Bob. I appreciate it. So with DMX, no. The answer is no. You want to go out at the height of it. If we were in studio right now, there is a clip that is the greatest thing of all time. Somebody just labeled it "DMX performs in front of 1 billion people" with a B.
Okay.
And when you see him on stage, it literally it's endless people, and it does look like 1 billion people, right? He was at the height of all of this shit at this moment. This was as big as he can get. He's wearing this red. I know that sounds crazy, but it's red overalls, and one of the straps was down on the overalls.
Classic.
He had a bandana on, and it literally looks like he's performing in front of 1 billion people. I've never seen a crowd like this. This clip ends up going viral. And that's the point you want to kick out, right? Because the last, 10 years of DMX's life has been tragic.
Yeah.
To say the
so
least.
I guess that's
He's
what
been
I'm
in and out of
saying.
prison 90 fucking times. Drugs 90 fucking times. All this other shit 90 times. I saw him in a club, ironically, 10 days ago on a clip in TMZ. I wasn't at the club. Relax. I wasn't at the same club as DMX. That would be fucked up. You'd be like, where are you hanging out, Ross, these days? But I saw a clip on TMZ about 10 days ago before this happened, where they were playing all of his songs at whatever club he was at, and he was kind of dancing, singing along to him, blah, 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 blah. But he looked like shit, and he looked miserable.
Yeah.
And when you can't drink or do drugs inside of a club that you're probably paid to go to, let's face it, you know, they pay you for some of these club appearances and things like that. Like, he looked fucking miserable. And you and I have said this all the time, where it's like, with Bourdain in particular, Anthony Bourdain, if you love doing drugs and drinking so much and all that other shit, and then you just can't do it anymore, watching everybody else have fun when you can't have fun is fucking miserable. And it's probably time to leave, right?
Yeah.
But now he's been going back and forth through all this other shit. Now, here's what I don't hope happens to DMX in this sitch. I hope it's not one of those Christina Bobby Brown sitches where you know, they keep her alive for
and then just kind of like
days.
People keep asking,
yes,
is
dude.
she still alive? You want it to be like the prayer vigil.
Yes.
And then you want the next day to be like, okay, you know, he heard you guys and he died.
I want dogs in the parking lot. Ow, ow. And,
right.
Because the Rough Riders are there right now.
Sure.
The whole Rough Rider crew is there. The kids are there. Travis Scott just flew in today. Travis Scott is there. A bunch of rappers are there who've flown in to essentially say goodbye to DMX at this point. And I don't want that to be the last memory of him, but it is. And that's what's shitty to me. So, yes, die when you're on top of the game. And it's like, if you're that fucked up, like Lil Wayne. We know the story of Lil Wayne, right? Seizures, all that other shit.
Yeah.
It's because he tried to get off of syrup. Once he got off of syrup, he's having seizures and all these other problems. And so he had to get back on the syrup to stop the seizures because he was worried about dying, and he kind of just accepted his fate. So I've heard, by the way, this is all fucking rumor, but we have close friends who've worked with him in music videos and all of the things, right?
Right.
A lot of people told me at the time when they had emergency landed that plane that it would have just been better for him to die. Lil Wayne would have been an icon, and there's no other shit out of him where you're just like, oh my God, your last memory of him is being at the very height in the top. And it's the same as the Kobe Bryant stitch, which, you know, we've talked about this too with somebody else that died, where it's like with Kobe, he died looking the same, dropping 60 in his last game. All of it. Therefore, his death is more shocking, and everybody will love and remember him and only know the image of Kobe Bryant because he looked the same when he died, right? DMX doesn't look the same. They're going to show those mug shots 1,000 times because he's got some horrible mug shots out there.
I want people to be like so surprised and be like, it was too soon.
Yeah.
Instead of like, is Betty White still like that kind of thing? I want it. I really do. I mean, but that can be any age, right? 66. 66 sounds like the age I'm going to go.
I don't know. And I don't think so.
70?
No, I think with you and I in particular, like, I don't mind doing the Johnny Carson route, which we've talked about, where it's just like, hey, you get a bunch of money and you disappear, shut down all social media, shut down everything, never hear from either of us again, and that's it, right? Because now we're in a day and age, and if it's like this now on Twitter, where if you die, you're trending for 6 hours and then you're done. Like, remember Sean Connery died?
Oh, yeah. Remember?
Yeah.
And it was all about him beating it
was, I gave a little rap on the beat.
Yeah. That was every clip everywhere.
Sean Connery's Bond. Greatest Bond of all time. One of the greatest fucking actors of all time. 6 hours on Twitter and then that's it. Boom, you're done. And you're like, all right, well,
Finding Forrester?
I mean, hello. Oh, you're the man now, dog. If that's what it is, and that's the fame and all this other stuff, not that we got into it for that at all, but then why not just walk away gracefully? Like when this seltzer comes out.
Sure.
This seltzer that is getting shipped in. I'm getting some Thursday. We're getting some shipped into the studio Monday nights. So we'll be doing a live show of that because we're picking out the last flavor before these things go to print. And like if that seltzer company blew up and they wrote a check for $300 million, I just might shut it all down.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I would write the last 2 St. James books. But then maybe shut it all down. You never hear from me again and blah, blah, blah. Like, you've done what you can. And I know, I can't say who this is, but I have a very close friend who did that. made a fuck ton of money, and then just said, I'm out. I mean, literally deleted Instagram, social media, Facebook, Twitter, all of the things. And then popped up later, years later, I would say 4 or 5 years later, under like a name that was like XXY 94 or 60. So you could never, only your two like friends could see it, just because he missed seeing his friends' posts of their children and how their lives were going and things like that. Because that's kind of the only way. It's not like you're getting cards in the mail anymore.
That's why I'm getting off.
Right. Because you're tired of seeing people's kids?
Yes. Is there just an Instagram for just adults? Get off my fucking Instagram, kids.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
But so it all depends on the person and everything else. I mean, look, I will never achieve the fame of a DMX or a Lil Wayne or somebody like that. But if you go through his catalog of hits, it is fucking gnarly, dude. DMX is gnarly. And I think he just did a versus.
Yeah, he did. Who was it with?
Yeah.
Shit.
And, look, Snoop's catalog is fucking disgusting. I thought Snoop won that, but it didn't matter. There were so many hits from DMX that I was like, oh, shit, I forgot. He's rad, but, I don't want this drug out for fucking 90 days and then they pull the plug and we've been, everybody's over it. It's kind of gross at that point. Like, so we'll see what happens
Party up in here.
Dude, X Gon' Give It To You is literally like one of my favorite songs of all time. No lie.
Who We Be?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right here. We ain't going anywhere. We ride here.
And then Busta Rhymes still alive. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeesh. He's an asshole. Not that fucking DMX. I don't know DMX in real life. No, Busta Rhymes. I've met Busta Boss in real life.
DMX seems like a sweetheart, doesn't he?
I don't know.
Sweetie pie. Look.
I don't know.
He came by it honestly, and prayers for you that you don't, I don't know, suffer.
Somebody's saying it's murder. No, that is Ja Rule. That is the wrong person.
Guys.
You should check your race privilege on that one.
He just died because of that.
Yeah.
He just died because of what you just said.
Ja Rule?
In the chat.
You
just killed him. You just killed him.
Yeah.
His nemesis.
I glanced at it. I didn't see the username. But as soon as I saw it's murder on there, I was like, oh my gosh.
His nemesis.
It's Ja Rule. By the way, get your Firefest tickets. It's coming back.
Is it?
No.
Oh. I would go.
People would go anywhere right now, and that's the thing.
But also because of everything, you'd be like, let's fucking go, dude. If you know what you're getting into, cheese sandwich, a tent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you know, let's do it.
Yeah.
If you think it's going to be a luxury resort, then no, right? That was the whole problem. These kids didn't fucking die.
No, they didn't.
They were fine. They just didn't get the luxury experience that their parents paid for.
Yeah. Quick update too on this this Matt Gaetz thing, because I said I would keep on this. I keep getting messages about it. Like, I am starting to hear different reports that the FBI went into him based on a tip from a journalist. So it might not be true, and if so, that is super fucked up.
It is fucked up. I didn't actually want to report on it until more facts came out.
I don't either.
Report on it. Who am I?
Yeah.
What am I?
You're a little reporter.
I'm got boots on the ground. I'm a little reporter. Investigative reporter. No, I didn't want to talk about it until, because this is one of those things like Michael Strahan's teeth. That was April Fool's.
Ugh.
Do you know what I mean? Where I don't want to say something that perpetuates if it really is blackmail, extortion, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But gosh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not sure what else to say about, but that face.
It looks like that would be the guy who would do that, but I don't know. And there's a ton of articles that came out this morning saying it could be released on this fake tip. So if that's the case, I don't know. We will stay on top of it, but that would be brutal. I mean, that would be absolutely fucking brutal if that was the case. Your girl, Kim Kardashian, joined
my girl.
the $1 billion club today. $1 billion. According to Forbes.
According to Forbes, we do know that Kylie's was kind of there was controversy with that because it's like there were assets and businesses that don't really.
But projections of a makeup company and things like that. Look, I'm fine with it. If that's what it is, that's what it is, right? Fuck, be a billionaire. That's amazing. To have that many billionaires in a family, and I'm still including Kanye in this.
Yeah,
is nuts. And Travis Scott somehow, through the grace of Kris Jenner, is on his way. And like, what the fuck, man? Again, really can't stress this enough. There's probably, 2 out there? There's still 2 Kardashians left. Marry one of them and just be the richest person on the face of the earth. Like, she will do that for you. I'm going to go as far as this, Japes, today, and say if Kris Jenner called me to rep me at this point, I'm all in. What do you want me to do? You want to sell socks or whatever with my wife? Like, what are we going to do?
But I wouldn't be.
She's going to need a new family.
I wouldn't be your wife.
Yeah, you would. You'd be my wife. It'd be. I think she's fine. I think it's based on I think she'd throw her own like gimpy kid under the bus. I think if she had a choice, and she said, "All right, will you let me adopt you?" And I said, "Yes, I'll let you adopt me." Okay.
Sure.
Great. I'm going to have Rob killed. I'm going to throw him in a wood chipper because that motherfucker's useless.
Yes.
Rob Kardashian is useless. I'd rather give you the sock empire and have you be the sock king.
Sure.
Because this is what I have set up for you and you're going to do it. And I think I would sign the adoption papers. And I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, if you're watching this episode or listening. I'd sign the adoption papers because I think Kris Jenner could do it.
Right.
Right?
Well, keep your phone on. You know what I mean? Because all that sounds real plausible.
Actually, when the seltzer drops, I think it is possible, by the way. You're going to try it for the first time this weekend. We've got some meeting with investors and all other stuff here and then back in Austin, Texas.
I'm picky about a seltzer.
Yes.
But I did talk to the guys about it when you guys had the initial meeting. And they were like, what kind of flavors do you like? Whatever. Yeah. I don't know if mine made the cut because it's very like ginger.
What was it?
Like a ginger, like some kind of.
Oh, I'll tell you what happened with that. I know the answer to that, actually. We talked to the distributor. This is an interesting fact, right? So we've learned a lot going along this process. And we'll keep you guys informed because this is one of those things that like everybody dreams about. Of like, oh, hey, I could have my own beer, my own fucking thing.
Craig said he's here for me if Kris Jenner calls you.
No, we're still married, Craig. We're still married.
Craig, thank you.
By the way, Craig, I think this seltzer will be out by your wedding, so we will go waive all of our fees. Because Jessie's fee is what's your appearance fee now? 100. Oh, 100,000 per thing. Whatever that is, Craig. You're just going to have to order 200 cases.
It's really just a bottle of wine and some appetizers.
I want to see Craig's and his wife's entire family, his new wife. They just get rocked off these seltzers at the wedding. It'd be the greatest thing of all time. So we're going to keep you informed on all this. But in the meantime, like we've had all these meetings. Our partner is Tactical Brewery in this. Doug and Chris down there. Are the partners with us on this brand, and we've had all these meetings, and I got to learn a lot where it's like what people's tastes are and everything else. So the habanero one that you were pitching, like a little kick to it, it turns out that like only like if the ones that are in stores like across America, only like 17% people like it or vote like yes or end up buying it.
Know.
So they said on their shelves, like that's the one that's sitting on their shelves the most is because there's only a small segment of the population that likes that. So it's like, shit. So we had to ditch that one and get a new flavor. And it's going to be like, I think maybe passion fruit was the one that is replacing with it. But they're all coming here Friday and we'll check it out. But super interesting across the board with all these meetings and the whats and whys of it all, where you're like, oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. Because I was late to the game with a habanero shit. I didn't get into it until, because Kill Cliff CBD, promo code Drinkin Bros, gets you 20% off and free shipping over there, is one of our sponsors for Drinkin Bros Sports, obviously. Joe Rogan's flavor, the Flaming Joe, is the pineapple spicy habanero. So that's the only time that I started to get into it. I was like, shit.
That's a great combo.
Yes, but I didn't like spicy shit before. And it makes sense when you talk to people about it, where you're like, all right, rad. I'm kind of getting into it now. But But Joe Rogan's always been on that tip. Like if you go to his Instagram and shit, it's like always like elk meat and like jalapenos.
Yeah.
Right. So clearly he's always like spicy stuff, and it's an excellent combo, just not one that I would think of off the top of my head. You know.
Well, it's like the jalapeno margarita. Remember that fucking craze? It's because
Correct.
I don't like sweet, right? But I like, if I am gonna have a sweet, I want something to counterbalance, whether it's a lime or a spicy. So that's the kind of stuff that I like. But you're saying it's not too sweet. I can't wait to try it. So, and again, I'm very picky about seltzers, but you are saying that I'm gonna love it. So I'm excited.
So we'll have that, and we're amped. And then I don't know what Craigers is going to do at that wedding, because I think everybody's going to go. I don't know how many people are invited.
No,
this has been an ongoing joke for.
I know, but he sent out actual invitations.
I know he did.
So if you got one, you're going. If you didn't, I don't think he's going to disclose the location to everyone because he wants to stay married maybe after this. So we will see, but I'm excited to go.
Yeah. So we're all in, Craig. The only demand we have, and yes, we're listing in demand, is that you carry our seltzer there, and that's it, because we want to get rocked.
Or you allow us to show up with backpacks full of it, and not like shame us or whatever.
You know what? Let's talk about this, okay? I want to get into the backpack cooler craze.
Okay.
A lot of people are getting these Yeti backpack. I've seen them and heard them at parties of like, have you seen the Yeti backpack? I got to get the Yeti backpack.
Yeah.
Besides college and high school, there's never been a need for me as an adult to put beers in a backpack and keep them cold all day.
Do you go to the beach ever?
I do go to the beach.
Do you go to the pool ever?
But here, I have one of the chairs with the fucking backpack on it, so I can't do both. Normally, I would just carry a small cooler, I think. Do I go to the where?
Do you go to the pool?
Well, we used to, but we don't do that anymore because our community doesn't have that. Right. Now it's just a brewery.
So I think there is a need for it. I actually got it for my dad because he disc golfs, right?
Now that makes sense.
So you need to like,
yeah.
And I got it for, I think it was Christmas.
Okay.
Last time I went there, I asked if he opened it. He said no.
Great. So that's probably your answer.
But that's my dad. You know, he's like, oh yeah. I'm like, did you not? Okay. I almost was like, do you want me to take it? Because it's fucking badass. Like it's matte black, like sweet looking backpack, all cooler. I think there's like a bottle opener on it. Like,
yeesh.
So then I look over. I'm like, Dad, if you opened it, I look over. He has like this roller keg. Like a kegerator that he rolls behind him. And you can put a small keg in it and the discs on the side. And I go, well, that's why you didn't fucking open it. You've got a full rolling bar that you take with you on the Do
you know how heavy that is?
It's not. It's super small. So you put like one of those little, maybe like Heineken
like
thing in there.
Yeah.
And like it rolls like big, huge wheels. So like it is not heavy at all. Like, and I was like, oh. There you go.
Well, disc golf is becoming a thing. The guy, the best disc golfer, by the way, just signed a 10-year, $10 million deal. So he's getting $1 million a year to play disc golf. I saw it on ESPN too. It's still so fucking ridiculous. I enjoy playing it, by the way. But
it's one of those things that's like fucking pickleball. I don't know. It's one of those things that you're like, yeah, let's drink and play, right? But it's anything. You know, the cornhole, whatever, like tournament.
Cornhole,
I don't know.
Hey, Peter, man, watch your cornhole, bud.
Yeah.
We got some sponsors who pay for this shit wagon to be on the air. I can't believe it. I truly can't believe it. Ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. There's one right there.
There is.
Staring at it right now. 30% off everything in the entire store at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. when you use the promo code Drinkin Bros. And if you get like a mattress and then just post a picture of you, your loved one, whoever you're gammy gampy in it, and then write a sweet testimonial about it, they will send you 2 free pillows when you tag Ghostbed and when you tag Ross Patterson Revolution or Drinkin Bros or whatever. All of our shows.
You need the pillows, guys.
Yes, the pillows are the greatest. And I know a lot of people are doing it. It's fun to see. I know Ghostbed is psyched about it. We're psyched for them. We love their product. We've had it for years at this point.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing a lot of hotels when I don't have those fucking pillows, dude, I'm not sleeping great at all.
No.
To be real with you.
They're either too big and they mess up your neck, or they're lumpy, or they're too small. I don't know. The ghost bed pillow is perfect.
Perfect. And we ain't going anywhere. We right here. That doesn't fit in this ad read, but
sure.
I needed it to. So I made it happen, Japes. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today, where, as always, they got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest there. And you can bundle those deals together with that no interest deal. It's like $35 a month. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. James, who do we got up next?
Keeps. Keep the hair you have. The name of the game is prevention.
Yes. And
right?
so on yesterday's show, we did a live prediction show for the Gonzaga Baylor game. I will say this. We had like one of our favorite like radio hosts from New York on too. He picked Gonzaga as well. We got nuked, but I wore this bandana and I had this, massive salad head of hair. And before we got on air, it was like, Jesus Christ, dude. It was like, what are you, 31, 32 probably? And I was like, maybe a couple summers younger. I don't know. Because how do you have all that hair? And I was like, well, it's Keeps, man. This shit works.
Keeps. Do you feel like the texture is even
I think it's
thicker?
it feels thicker, but like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Am I? It does feel thicker, but shit. Yeah.
Well, because you got the shampoo, so I think there's like different things that you can get. But anyways, 2 out of 3 men will experience some form of hair loss by the time they're 35, and some even earlier. Let's be honest. We've seen it.
Yes.
We've seen it. So the point of this is if you're looking in the mirror at all and you're like, that is the exact time to start it, because you will keep everything that's on there. If you go past that, it's a little bit too late. You're going to be getting into other way more expensive, different, right?
Yeah.
The scar on the back of the head,
the
whole thing. Look, it
LeBron.
works.
Look at LeBron James. If you
It
don't want a fucking
works,
scar on
but
the
it's
back
like,
of your head,
why not just do this?
Easy peasy.
And basically just go on, virtually talk to a doctor. They're going to set you up with something, whatever's going to be the best course of action for you. It can be topical, pills, whatever. They're going to figure it out. Low cost treatments start at just $10 per month. Jesus.
Yeah, that's it. It's $10.
Find a doctor for less than that, please. Please.
It's $10, James. That is it.
If you are
That's
ready
all we got there.
to take action
and prevent hair loss, go to Keeps, KEEPS.com/revolution to receive your first free month of treatments for free. That's Keeps, KEEPS.com/revolution to get your first free month. It's free, dude. It's free. I'm not even telling you to go and buy something. It's free. Then give it a shot. And if you like it, it's $10 after that. That's it. KEEPS.com/revolution. Keeps.com/revolution. That's it. Free. I'm not even telling you to buy shit. If you like it, then it's $10 after that. That's it. Jabes. Last but not least, Strooks. Is it Strooks?
Strooks Force?
Is it Strooks Force?
Strooks Force.
Strooks Force.
You're going to need Strooks Force today because you have, what, how many more shows?
We have, I think I have 1 and 2 shows. I can tell you who the next guest is on Drinkin Bros. Big fan. Giannis Pappas is on today.
Oh, damn it.
I know. He's one of your favorites, and I always feel bad when it's somebody that you love, and I'm like,
no. Is he going to be in studio?
Yes, so he'll be
Son
in
of a
studio.
bitch.
I will be here, and that'll be right after this, and we're looking forward to it. We love Giannis Pappas. Dude's fucking hilarious. And I've got a lot of Strike Force in me because he's got a lot of energy as well. I got to keep up with Giannis today. So I am all joiced up on the Strike Force. Go to strikeforceenergy.com today. Promo code Revolution, 20% off there on all of their things and all of their stuff. But I always feel bad when we have somebody that you love on the show, like podcast-wise.
I know.
And, you know.
Do you feel bad, though?
I do.
For how long?
I feel bad.
Like a little
I always invite you out, at least, usually. So on
You do.
Monday nights, we have a new show launching on this YouTube channel. It is the Chuck Liddell Show with Adam Ray. That is launching on Monday nights. It is called Icebreakers with Chuck and Adam. The first episode launches Monday night at 8 o'clock. Now, I'm a huge fan of Chuck Liddell. Adam Ray is one of the best stand-up comedians there is. And I said, hey, we got this new show. You want to come to LA? And you were like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So we try to have you in all the things, Japes, because you're the best.
Yeah.
And we love you. But this one, it's weird.
It's fine.
It's weird.
You'll be fine. He seems to be coming back. This is the second time he's been on. First time in studio. Is that correct?
No.
Oh, he's never been on.
No. I think he
hung out.
Yeah. Him and Dan went out one night. And then he told this crazy story on Joe Rogan. Right.
So I have a feeling he'll be back. So
he will.
I'll meet him some other time.
He will. He's rad. But whenever it's your favorite podcasting people, I'm like, fuck, James is going to miss this one out. Because the weird thing about this show, if you're new to this show, Ross Patterson Revolution, was the reason why it's called that is it was originally just going to be me interviewing like celebrities, right?
Yeah.
And you were on the show, and then everybody loved you, and then the back and forth of that. So when we have guests on, they never do well. So
no,
we kind of just stopped unless it's our favorite. Like Barnes Courtney is one of our favorite people on the planet. So,
but he just like fit because we also knew he wasn't going to even stay at the table. He was going to get down on the floor. So it was like, It wasn't something that he was going to overpower anything, but he is amazing. He was a great fit. I would love to just do a show with the three of us. But anyways, it just fit.
Yes. It fit, and it was a very funny show. We keep getting messages about that. If you haven't seen the Barnes Courtney episode, go back and watch it. I would say watch it, not listen to it, because midway through the interview, he some mushrooms kicked in. And he ended up on the floor eating an egg sandwich. And it wasn't a
joke because I think he really did want to like answer the questions. And he was like, dude, I can't. So it wasn't a joke.
But he told the best stories of all time. And like, dude, when those mushrooms kick in and he tells a story about Lindsay Lohan over and flying him out to Mykonos and meeting him through a burner Instagram account. It's one of the best stories in podcast history. He messaged me
and was like, where is it? And I go, it's on YouTube. But I told him, hey, don't worry. You didn't say anything you weren't supposed to, even though we were really trying to get you to. And he's like, oh, thank God. I lied, but I just wanted him to feel better.
Yeah, we love Barnesy.
And he just looks cool.
I talked to him a couple days ago.
It's a great show.
Yeah, I talked to him a couple days ago, and I said, look, man, come out to Austin, come play, have fun, all that other shits, because he just changed labels and everything. And I was like, because he's like, we can't post it, live if I do a live show. I was like, we can put it on Patreon. And he's like, all right, cool.
Nice.
Drinkin Bros podcast on Patreon, by the way. I'm doing an extra episode a week on there for Uncirked, and then Jack Mandeville's doing a show on there. We got a bunch of wild shit that's happening on there. One of the biggest ones you guys asked us to do on Patreon was this Q-Anon watch along, right, for the HBO doc.
Oh, really?
Yes, and everybody was like, "Hey, let's do this, and you can talk shit about it or whatever." And I'm like, "Why would I talk shit?" I've never really believed in the QAnon thing, and we've had Alex Jones on the show, and after the last show he was on, it's like early in January. It's on Patreon still. It's a crazy fucking episode, by the way. But the video and audio is still on Patreon, Drinkin Bros podcast Patreon. He told me on air that day, he was like, QAnon is fake, dude. Like, this isn't a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
So when everybody was like, hey,
that's when you said I don't believe in QAnon. I guess I'm confused in what you're believing in.
Well, here's what I'm believing in. Okay. So everybody had asked me to do this watch along for the QAnon thing and what my thoughts were and everything else, having watched this documentary. I assume people thought it was going to be this explosive thing that was going to be like expose all this stuff or whatever. And we ended up watching it together. And I first of all, it was the person that I knew it was. Second of all, it just seemed like people like making up something to drive things to it was like the OK symbol, right? Where somebody on, was it 4chan or Reddit just invented that and said, oh, the OK symbol is now white supremacy. Let's see how many people we can trick into believing this. And then it's stuck. Like, it's stuck in popular culture, especially with people on the left and shit like that. And it's like, man, that was a fucking joke started on like 4chan or Reddit or something like that, right? With this QAnon thing, I always felt it was the exact same thing, where it was like, can we get people to believe in this thing? Kind of like Anonymous with the mask and shit like that.
Yeah.
Remember the V for Vendetta mask? And we've got information on you. If we don't, let us fucking.
So just like with that and everything else, it was just a bunch of nerds messing with other nerds.
Yes, but
in a dork patrol
outfit. The QAnon thing, and again, I wish I was almost in studio for this. We could pop up this picture. There's a dude who's maybe 2.5 feet tall in a wheelchair. I don't know what condition this is or what you call it or whatever
So it's a bone deficiency where basically his bones are very super brittle and they could break with like the touch.
Right.
And he actually started 8chan.
Yeah.
Fred something? Is it Fred?
So half the documentary is following this guy in this wheelchair and these other fucking weird people, and they're over in Thailand or whatever country it was. Mm-hmm. And then they show him getting this guy on this wheelchair, one of those motorized wheelchairs. And I'm not laughing at that whatsoever, so please don't think I am. It's just that the camera, to make a documentary like that, to make it seem like he's getting away from the government and some other things. Like, it's like, dude, you're in one of those like Atari stick wheelchairs. You're not going that fast. So your getaway isn't really like that dramatic, but you could tell like the way they were speeding up the cameras and shit. They were like, oh my God, he barely made it on the plane. No, if you wanted to stop a guy in one of the Atari wheelchairs, it wouldn't have even been a light jog. Maybe a speed walk, maybe just a little faster walk on this. So watching this whole thing, at the end of it, I was like, why the fuck did I waste my time with this? Why did I waste my time with this fucking documentary? And then I asked you afterwards, I said, if they knew that's what it is, because you're sitting in the edit bay and you're looking at all this footage, right? Mm-hmm. What's the point of putting this out?
Same as anything. I don't think he did know when he first went on the journey, and he actually was following Ron Watkins or whatever and his dad,
right,
that essentially stole 8chan from Fred.
Yep.
So he kind of was asking them who they thought it was, and I think through the course, just like with any documentary, you see, oh shit, I have something good here, right?
Right.
So
right.
I think it could have ended episode 1, but he had gone so far through it, and then it was almost like, remember Catfish, where it's like they knew in the beginning, but then they were like, okay, if we just go with this and act like we don't know, then we'll have a better documentary. I know you think it's to just make people seem crazy, although I think people already think that about Q and QAnon and that whole fucking Dork Patrol nerd thing. So
I don't think so. And I'll tell, here's why I'll go the other way with this. Okay. Well, first of all, when the credits rolled at the end and it said it was made by Adam McKay, I was like, God damn it. What are we doing? Right. Do you know who Adam McKay is, right?
Yes, I do. Everyone knows Adam McKay.
Well, in case you don't, maybe this is super insider Hollywood shit. Nobody knows who wrote Anchorman or directed Anchorman. It's Adam McKay.
I think they do.
Maybe they do.
Okay.
Maybe they don't. And then he's doing serious shit. He's not doing comedies anymore.
He did the Big Short.
Yes, he did the Big Shorts. He
and
did
then
the
after
other
that,
one.
He was serious, and I think he's doing.
He
Succession.
did the Dick Cheney one.
Yeah,
yes.
And I think he's Succession, right?
But Funny or Die used to have a deal with HBO, so like they do a lot of the same hiring or whatever. But I was like, boy, I can't get into this. Now here's where shit gets weird for me personally, right? With the QAnon shit, right? I have friends. Actual friends from like college and shit like that who would post on Facebook, like in the open. I mean, they're old friends. I don't hang out with them anymore. I really want to stress that, and haven't seen them in 15 or 20 years. Friends I knew in college, right? Not my close friends, who would post things about QAnon on this, where look out for this, and Q says this, and blah, 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 blah. I didn't understand what the fuck they were talking about.
Right.
Forever. And then somebody told me about the QAnon thing, and I was like, huh? I was like, oh, well, shit. My buddy who's super into it that I knew in college, again, just knew in college, was friends with him in college, he was normal. He lost his mind after college, and then we just didn't really chat anymore, right? That's the people who are following this shit. Like that you want to believe in this grand conspiracy of that everything is for a reason, and it's
the same thing with the stonks that I told you guys.
Stonks.
Like, we're all bored. We want life to be exciting, and I'm here to tell you once again that it's not.
Jessie, it is.
No, life is not exciting. It's pretty much boring with a little like couple fun times peppered in if you're lucky. For the most part, it's boring, monotonous, and not that great.
No, it can be great. It can be great.
In your mind. And I'm happy for you guys. I'm happy that you get a little bit of this endorphin rush from a Q drop or a fucking stonks thing. Like, I'm happy for you guys, but I'm a realist and I'm over here just doing my work and hoping to get a glass of wine, a bit of a smile and a laugh and a giggle later.
That's
all.
Brett Lamb, by the way, is asking, he's like, sorry to be off subject here, but are you coming to Masters? So I got a phone call that I have tickets for Friday. The problem is, I think it's the only day it's supposed to rain. So I'm waiting to see about the forecast. I don't really know. So we were supposed to go down there to interview John Daly for the Masters. He's outside of Augusta, Nashville, right at the Hooters outside of there. If you've been to Augusta, Georgia, it is not a great city whatsoever. And besides the Masters, there is a Hooters, I think, directly across the street. There's a Twin Peaks, which is the same exact restaurant. And then another one, which I'm blanking on the name of that, but it's in a chain of command of like, all right, what's shittier? Like Hooters, Twin Peaks, and then the other one, right? So it's one of those. And it's going to be a last minute decision, so I'm not sure. It's one of those things where it's 20%. John Daly's not going to be there now because the whole thing is going to party for the Masters and raging with all these people. Since it's at 20% capacity, you can't really rage, right? And so
John Daly knows what I know, which is you don't go anywhere that's not going to be fun at that age.
Correct. So, but if you're a fan of going to the Masters, is there a better event at 20% when you can literally just walk? I could walk this close to all the players at 20% there because it's like everybody is so trusting there at the Masters because you have to go through like 9 sets of security. Can't take in your phone. You can't take in any iWatches, none of that stuff. That they just put this little tiny rope up from like high school. Remember those ropes they used to put up in high school for the cross country kids where it was just like a little yellow rope and you were like, and they would tie it around a tree.
Yeah.
That's what the Masters is. So like I can just walk up to like the players like right here and be like, psst, hey, you fucking suck. And then I could walk away and that would be it. Like I kind of want to do that just because it's 20% capacity. But of course, the one day that I have off, because we'll be back in the studio on Monday, including Jables next week, it's supposed to fucking rain. It's supposed to be thunderstorms. So.
But that's life,
we'll see.
It's not great. Do you know what I mean? Try and plan something. Great. Try and plan something fun. Tell me what happens with that.
Oof.
Try and plan something fun 2 weeks in advance and tell me what fucking happens with it.
Yeah, Todd Welch is saying Augusta's a crap hole. He says he was stationed there in Fort Gordon. It is. And man, it's so strange because that is the most, inside that golf course is the most beautiful place on earth. And if there is a heaven, I hate to go full James Lipton here, that's what I envision what the Masters is like, or heaven is like, where you just walk around and you're like, oh my God, the most beautiful flowers I've ever seen. The grass is perfect. I could eat off of it. Like, it's amazing. And then beers are $2. Everybody's eating egg sandwiches, which are also my favorite. Like, yes. So, but I don't know. And if we do go, it'll be last second, like morning of, if the weather's pleasant. So we'll see. Either way, James is hoping I go. You want to party. You got a girls' night planned out, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Look at you guys.
Thursday. We got our permission slip signed.
No way. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Where are you guys going?
Probably Osaki. And then I was going to call Jessie for the penthouse. Penthouse. He just opened back up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, tell him I'm sorry about that elephant.
Dude.
Totally kidding. But that'll be fun. Is it back here? Is this town back?
It's back to 100% capacity and open till 2 a.m.
No shit.
Yeah. I mean, masks still. But
Okay.
before that, it was like, I think it was like 70%, and everyone had to close at 10. Like you had to be cleaned up, everyone out by 10, which means nobody went out past 9, right?
Right.
Because then they had to like close out. They can't be served anymore. For whatever.
Somebody was talking to me about the different variants. I got one of those fucking whatever the left version of QAnon is.
Yeah.
Like I get one of those people who's like, hey, do you have a mask? I'm worried about the other variants. There's other variants that are coming.
You got to see.
And I'm like, look, I told this older woman, I go, look, unless that other variant is like acid that is melting my fucking face to the bone, I'm not doing or listening to any of this at all out of your mouth. Right. And I'm moving on with my life. I'm not going down that road either, right? Because we're already into vaccinations and all the other shits. Now it's like, but I'm worried about the other variant. Go home.
I know.
The world is too big for you. Just go home.
No, it's just hard to, like I said, it's just hard to let it go. Like, Today's Show, they're still talking about it every second. Like, it's hard to let it go. Like, this has been your life. It is Stockholm.
It hasn't been mine, but...
It is Stockholm Syndrome at its finest, where we're all like, okay, but... Then what do we do? What do we talk about? What excuse are we going to use to not go? The gams, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So people are having a hard time moving past it, and stuff like on the Today Show, there was a doctor on, Indian doctor. They always are. It's like Gupta or
they're the best.
Gupta,
because they're the best.
Yeah, Gupta, and Jabupta, and they're all on different.
Yes, Indian doctors
CBS,
are the best,
ABC,
or Chinese doctors.
Whatever, NBC.
Yes. Yeah.
So anyways, he's talking to them about a study that he did on like a college town. He went to dealing with younger people. He had one case of someone in their 30s, younger, not like super young, not 20s, 30s, that they had a symptom of paralysis.
Oh, shit.
Full body paralysis. Temporary.
All right.
But that was like one case. And he told everyone, be careful, wear your masks.
Ugh.
Okay? Young people, don't let up. Because I had one case of a weird ass thing. Also, show me your picture. I don't want to say what it is. Show me your picture. I'm gonna just tell you what they probably look like, but I'm not gonna say it. But show me the picture. Tell me what happened. Why COVID gave her temporary paralysis, full body paralysis. Tell me that.
Yeah.
Don't tell me because of this one person, I need to not do anything.
Yep.
Ever. Because I'm super young, as everybody knows. So I felt like he was talking straight to me, right? Mm-hmm. Straight into my young soul.
Yeah.
And he was saying, hey, you, be careful. Because I had this one person have a really weird reaction. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, dude, fuck you. And it could have been from something else. You could have gotten a bee sting that day. I don't know what it is. Speaking of which, I don't want to hear anything about the fucking shit in the cereal or the bags and all that stuff anymore. I want to end on this. I do. I don't want anybody to think that they can just get famous now for saying I found a fucking toe in a box of cereal. I don't want to do that anymore.
Once again, they just want life to be exciting. Leave them alone.
This was the dumb one here.
What happened?
So this was a 6-year-old boy. Yeah. He claims that he found a bullet in hot Cheetos. Frito-Lay calls it troubling. Oh, they found it. These are the Flaming Hot Cheetos. You gonna tell me a fucking 6-year-old was eating the Flaming Hot Cheetos? No, dude. Not one prayer. Not a 6-year-old eating the Flaming Hot Cheetos. You know how fucking hot those are? I'd barely eat those in my age.
Is he Hispanic?
Well, that is troubling, Jessie. That is troubling to suggest that.
Just wondering. I was just wondering.
I don't know, but of course the article says, "Step aside, Cinnamon Toast Crunch." Flaming Hot Cheetos has raised a man's shrimp tails.
Yeah.
With a bullet. So it's a father in Montana. Now, oh boy. Now we're gonna get to the dad's name here, and we're gonna end the show on the story. The father's name was Bo, middle name Horn, last name Weasel. Bowhorn Weasel of Elmo, Montana, said he bought a bag of chips Saturday at a local convenience store, and his 6-year-old son broke it open on Easter Sunday for a little spicy chow down. And the boy found a bullet at the bottom of the bag. And it does appear to have a little bit of hot Flaming Cheeto dust on it. So, the dad is mad because there's a lot of people doubting this story. And, I don't know who Bowhorn Weasel is. That is a tough name to decipher what race that is. It
really is.
So I'm not going to tie this to a race. You will not make me do this today, and I will not do this today.
Well,
either way, I'm going to say this.
Go ahead.
I don't fucking care. You're a shitty parent for giving your child Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Oh, yeah. He's going to have an ulcer by the age of 12. Now, there's 22 different countries that Cheetos has their factories in.
Okay.
Cyprus, Pakistan, Poland, Spain.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's possible.
There could have been a shootout. In the factory. Or it could be a total finger in the chili. Do you remember Wendy's?
Yeah.
Finger in the chili?
Finger in the chili.
This is the first of these things happening.
Yeah.
These people got away with it for a very long time because we didn't have that mind before of like thinking that people would do shit like that.
Yeah.
Now we do. Where I'm like, you faked it. You faked it. Literally everything you tell me, I'm like, you faked it.
It's not real.
That's not real. That's not real. That's not your real name.
Nope.
You put it in there.
No.
I don't know how, whatever. But fucking Wendy's, finger in the chili, dude.
Finger in the chili.
In the restaurant.
Bull in the Cheetos.
They eat in. Remember Wendy's eat in? You go with your family that night. Little potato bar, little chili, little bacon junior, chicken bacon junior.
Not going to do it. Not going to do
toast
it.
Again.
Somebody was asking what caliber it was. It wasn't a 50 cal or anything like that. That would have been gnarly, but actually it would have made the story funnier. It was just like, oh, hey. Who knows, man? This is dumb. I'm refusing to go. Cheetos has been nothing but delightful my entire life. I'm refusing to believe that the great owners of Cheetos would even let this happen, Jabes.
I know. Especially Flaming Hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird. I'm surprised the gay community hasn't come after Flaming Hot. I'm sure that'll be, they're going to have to change the name of that now.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. I feel like we're a real life Kelly and Ryan here today.
We really are.
Having drinks and sitting next to each other, just dishing on life. Go to Ross Patterson Revolution on iTunes. Rate the show a 5-star and leave a review. Please do that. Do not be an asshole. Don't be a fucking dick, dude.
I mean, calm down.
We need this to happen.
Calm down.
No, they've got to leave the reviews.
Yeah, but that's mean.
I don't care. Guess what? You're going to end up with bullets in your seltzers, at the bottom. You hear a little jangle at the bottom.
Guys,
so
just
do the right thing.
Whatever you feel.
Do the right thing. Do what you feel in your heart.
Whatever you're feeling in your heart and whatever you have time for.
Yeah.
And don't go out of your way. But if you're there on the phone, which I know you fucking are.
Yeah.
Just go on down.
Go on,
if you have
If you have
time.
time. Now, the beautiful part about ending the show this way today, because we're not in the studio, is Jabes has to physically get up and turn it off, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So I get to see your sweet, sweet ass.
Pretty
anticlimactic. Right in front of my face
Bink
here.
bonk. All right, well, bye.
Jabes. Yeah, don't tell HR. I'm staring at dad ass. Yeah. X gonna give it to you. You gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. Oh, I should probably press stop. Yeah, you gotta press